Yo, Will, thank you for coming to Arcade Press. It's a super big pleasure to have you here. A big admirer of your, dedication and passion to Tekken. I know you showed me that you even have a Shima Zaibatsu tattoo, so I know that you're super dedicated to the game. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Yeah. I got the Jin Kazama tattoo on my arm. Yeah, man. It's I've had that since I was 18.
Yeah, man. So, what? First of all, we had to start with the tattoo. What even inspired you to get the tat of the Mishima Zaibatsu emblem?
So yeah, it's funny because I if you know I don't.
So for those who don't know, let me put it in context really quick. Jin Kazama has a tattoo on his arm that looks kind of like an eye, an iris, so to speak. And our guest Will also has this same tattoo on his arm. So go ahead.
Yeah, I got I essentially have his tribal tat on. I wanted to get in the exact same spot as him. When I was younger, I've been playing Tekken since I was like 5. Um,
Right.
Tekken 3 was the Tekken 2. A demo for Tekken 2 is what I started on, but Tekken 3 was basically where I jump off, and Jin was my he was my main, and I've always been a big Jin fan, but they changed him in Tekken 4, so I kind of like stepped off and stopped playing him. But I've always loved the character, and when I was 18 and I was in college, I was spending money on things I shouldn't shouldn't have. My dad gave me book
Hmm.
money, and I took that money and got a tattoo.
And so the story goes. So tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Like, introduce yourself to our audience and tell us a little bit about what you do.
My name is Will Smith. I am a Tekken player. I like to play Tekken on stream on Twitch. My Twitch is twitch.tv/ Dr. Legendy, legend with an I at the end. And yeah, I'm a big lover of fighting games. I love watching them. I love uh, talking about it, obviously. But yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the genre.
Right. And you said you started playing it with Tekken 3, right? So how did you first get into Tekken, fighting games in general? Like when was like the moment? First of all, like
Mm,
tell us when the moment when you first started even experiencing them, and then the moment where you were like, okay, I'm really into this.
okay. Yeah. So I was 5 years old in kindergarten. I remember playing. We used to have this demo disc called I think it was called PlayStation Interactive Sampler Pack Volume 3, and on it was a demo for Tekken 2 where you could only play Jun Kazama or Lei Wulong. Those are the only two characters you could play, and I used to play that thing over and over again. I would always pick Lei, and I would always just I don't know, I just played the living shit out of it. Not much there, but my parents picked up on it, and then on my birthday coming up, they bought me Tekken 3, and I mean the sky's the limit there, dude. My face, I lit up. I immediately like I was at my birthday party. Uh, they handed me the disc. I completely ditched the party, ran straight downstairs to the basement, and popped the game and started playing. Like I had guests over and everything. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, we
Uh,
talk about Tekken 3 a lot on the podcast, and it's like it's one of those games that we all have fond memories of and we always come back to, you know?
yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, it's iconic. It's just iconic in every way. It's one of the things I wanted to talk about today is like the music in Tekken 3 specifically, but we'll get into that later. I wasn't until Tekken 6. So I've always played each time a Tekken comes out, I play it, right? It wasn't until Tekken 6 that I actually realized that there is a competitive way to play the game. I was hella casual until Tekken 6. Tekken 6 is when I started understanding like how the combos work and stuff. Like you could juggle people. I was like, you can keep hitting people while they're in the air. I didn't even think about that. It wasn't until so like the bound system, how you could like juggle people that way versus just like keeping them in the air anyway, and then wall combos and also I started learning all that stuff. I started picking up on it. Then I realized there was like tournaments for this. I was like, oh, I can watch pros play this. So like, shit, was I didn't start watching. That's the craziest thing. I didn't start watching tournaments for Tekken until Tekken 7. I didn't know
Mm.
anything about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think my like timeline is very similar to yours in the sense that like I started playing very casually, and then Tekken 6, I was like, okay, because that was, I mean, there was Tekken 5 online, but Tekken 6 was really online, and uh, then Tag Two was kind of when I was like, okay, I kind of want to take it seriously, but I was so not good. So,
Yeah.
but it's a journey. I mean, that's part of growing as a player. Is it, you think you're the best, and then you play other people in real life or online, and you realize, oh, okay, there's a lot of things I could improve on. What would you say is your favorite Tekken?
Ooh, damn. Uh, content wise, Tekken 6. I I like. I'm a big fan of scenario campaign and like I just like beat 'em ups. I love Tekken Force mode. Um, and well, it's that's the game that gave me my character Zafina. I've been playing Zafina since Tekken 6. So granted, she wasn't very good in the game yet, but uh, I I literally picked that character up on out of spite. I was playing with my homies, and they were like, "Yo, this character sucks. I don't know why you keep playing her." And I was like, "Man, fuck y'all. I'm gonna I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna beat y'all with this character." And then I figured out how to juggle and all that stuff with her. I was like, "Oh, this is crazy. I actually like this character." Plus, she's got like some of the dopest animations in the game, so that's what
Right.
drew me to her.
It's funny you bring up Tekken Force mode and then scenario campaign because, like, they're kind of like, very strange sort of modes in the context of the bigger game, but they actually are
Hmm.
really fun. Because I remember,
Really
like,
fun.
I played scenario campaign and I beat the whole thing, and like, it was like super. It was fun. That's the only way to describe it. Like, it was actually fun, like going through the different levels and fighting through the different bosses. So I hope that they bring that back on the next installment. Um, let's move into, before we come back to Tekken. I want to get your ideas on the new Street Fighter. I want to know, like, are you excited for it? Anybody that we have on, we had to talk about Street Fighter 6 because like it's kind of the talk of the fighting game community right now. So, what are your initial thoughts on it now that we've seen a lot more leaks and gameplay content?
Dude, I I've always wanted to play Street Fighter in the same vein that I play Tekken.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got Street Fighter 5, but when I first got it, it was very hated by the community. Everybody was just like, "This game sucks. There's not much to do in it." So I've had it since the game came to like PC, and then I have never touched it. Not for real. It
Right.
wasn't until like a couple months ago actually where I actually started like looking into Street Fighter and playing a little bit. I'm an Ibuki player, and yeah, but Street Fighter 6, that game looks sick.
Yeah.
That game looks crazy, dude. Like, I think, especially like I've never in my life, like I've always known the Street Fighter characters, and I know like how to like the rough idea of how to play them. Like Guile, he's like a zoner. He's a charge character too. So like you just sit back and throw basically sonic booms the whole time. I've never in my life thought, man, I want to play Guile until I seen this fucking trailer, dude.
Yeah.
This Guile trailer looks crazy. Plus, the graphical fidelity of the characters, man. He actually, I have an uncle that looks just like this Guile.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it is crazy. It is crazy.
The crazy thing is like you're right. I mean, I think everybody kind of felt that, that Guile was just like he looked so incredible, and then I think I may have told you before. Imagine like being a Guile player and
Hmm.
seeing him. You know what I mean? You would be like insanely hyped. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Tell me a little bit about who you're looking forward to playing based on the leaks, who they shown in
Oh
Street Fighter
shit.
Six so
Well,
far.
that I haven't seen Ibuki, so there's that. So my other character that I play is Jiri, and Jiri's I feel like Juri's a staple character at this point. She's been in every game since she showed up. Um, yeah, I like playing Jiri. I'm very curious to know what the hell is going on with Ken. Uh,
Right.
I think everybody is.
Exactly.
uh, yeah, very curious to see what's going on with Ken. I think I think just a little tangent here. There's a lot of there's a what's the word I'm looking for? Pattern I'm seeing with fighting games now, where they introduce guest characters. So, if you mind if I ask you a question, like who do you think would be a great guest character for this engine for Street Fighter Six?
You know what, man? I don't know. I would like to see some type of Tekken
Ooh,
in Street
okay,
Fighter Six, like
okay,
maybe just one or two, not like overdoing it.
yeah, yeah. Probably a
Um,
Mishima. Probably a Mishima.
yeah, I mean they should really, yeah, yeah, probably a Mishima. Like that's the initial idea that I have. I don't know. I mean, I think the Street Fighter Six characters are so dope, but like they don't always
Yeah,
put the
man.
dopest versions of the characters in. So I just really want to see the dopest versions of every character in. I'd like to see Bison in there, even though he's not been leaked yet. Like
I'm gonna
I
tell
think he
you
would
one
be
thing,
dope.
man. If Tekken 8 doesn't look some sort of crazy like this does, we might be in a little trouble.
Yeah, it's got to look crazy, bro.
It's
It
got
really
to.
is. I'm sure they're taking their time with it, really, because I'm
Yeah,
sure they're like, we're not gonna say anything until it's done, because it's
yeah.
got to look like it's got to look anointed. You know what I mean? It's got to look
Right.
next level. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking we'll probably get something announcement wise on Evo this year. So look forward to that, like beginning of August,
I could
end of
imagine
July,
a teaser of some sort. Yeah, I could imagine some
something.
type of teaser. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, I'm excited about that, man. Well, let's talk about Tekken, man. Let's talk a little bit about uh, the soundtrack. Let's talk a little bit about the music. I know you're a big music fan. You're big into Tekken Three's music in
Yes.
particular. Um,
Yes.
I'm just gonna start off by saying my favorite soundtrack of Tekken is kind of default have to go with Tekken 4, but then like
Okay.
Tekken 2 or Tekken Tag 1 is a close second. But then when I think about it, all the Tekken music is so dope. But like Tekken Tag 1 is like arcade version and the PlayStation version are both insanely amazing. I'm curious to
I
what your favorite versions of Tekken OST is.
so I have a favorite song from each game. Um uh I think Silent Assassin from Tekken 2. Nina's theme. I'm a huge fan of
Yeah,
that. I like that.
yeah, that one's a
Uh
dope one.
I think I saw somebody online said that someone used this. Their father was a DJ for a for a fashion show, and they used that song on the runway. I think it's pretty
I
fitting, but
believe it. I could
yeah,
believe it. I mean, but when you say that though, like, and we've talked about before on this show that like a lot of that older specs, particularly Tekken 2 music, is very 80s pop. It was inspired by
hmm
that incredible era. So you get a lot of those Prince vibes. You get a lot of that, runway
yeah,
high fashion vibes, especially with tracks like Nina.
yeah. And then subsequently, Nina's theme in Tekken 3 is my favorite in Tekken 3. I love that bass guitar.
Yeah, that's an interesting one because there's a lot of good music in Tekken 3. Like Brian's theme,
Brian's
Hwoarang's
theme is
theme,
yeah, yeah.
King's theme. Like these are all incredible records. So I have to go back and check out Nina, but I know Nina's is on fire too.
I'm a
What's the next
bu-
one?
I'm a huge fan of those bass guitars. Touch and Go from Tekken 4. The airport
Yes.
stage. Airport stage.
Everybody. Everybody.
Everybody loves the airport stage.
Everybody
It's
knows.
good,
Come
man.
on. Yeah. You know,
Airport stage is dope.
it's funny because like I feel like the Tekken 4 era and that song in particular captures that sort of ambient
Mhm.
vaporwave liminality that we kind of love.
Yes.
I don't know if you're into vaporwave at all, are you?
I fucking love Vaporwave, dog.
Okay, so
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go. It's like it's all in that era of that Y2K aesthetic. It was like perfect 2000s.
It
You
has
know what I
a
mean?
it's just the jet engines in the back are a nice
Mm.
touch to that. Just the whole thing, man. It's so good. It's so
You
good.
you bring up a great point, and you know what else is also amazing? That stage it just looks amazing. The
Yeah,
airport, like you're
yeah.
like what they've never done that since. Like Tekken 8 has to be Tekken 4 too. I would put money that that's what it's gonna be like.
Ooh,
It's gonna
I
be
like
Tekken
that.
4 plus Tekken 7. It's gotta be, bruh. It's gotta
Te-
be.
Tekken 4 2. I like the sound of
That's
that.
it's gotta be, man. Because like it's gotta be style, but it's gotta be tournament,
Yeah.
impact and exciting. But it's gotta have swag.
What do you think about the inclines and stuff? A lot of
On
people yeah.
oh, I mean, it's not the best,
Not the
but
best, yeah.
it's not the best. But I think doesn't Virtua Fighter have uneven stages? Virtua
Uh,
Fighter 3 maybe did. I don't know if you play
I
Virtua
don't know
Fighter.
about that, but I know if they're what I would like to see is
What's that?
for Tekken to take a page out of Dead or Alive's book and have more
Mm-hmm.
stage transitions.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. DOA 4, there's stages on that.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah.
Whoa. I mean, even DOA 3. I mean, Dead or Alive is so good with their stages. I think that they're going to take a bit from everything. I think they're going to take what's good about Virtua Fighter. They're going to take what's good about DOA. They're going to take what's good about, the best of Tekken, and they're going to make
Mm.
the best that they can make. But
That's
whatever it's going to be, I'm going to be playing it. That's for sure.
so each game, each especially in the 3D fighting genre era, they each game has their own thing. I think gameplay wise, Tekken is the most fun. I think that stages, the best stages go to Dead or Alive by far.
Hmm.
They are very creative with their stages. Then you have like Virtual Fighter gets its props because it's what started all of this for as far as 3D fighters goes. It's literally the OG. We don't have any of this without them. Soul Calibur has the best customization in any fighting game. It's
Yeah.
so good. I really wish that it's still Bandai Namco. Like I don't understand why Tekken's doesn't have an unpar customization like they do. That doesn't make sense to me. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I think Tekken is like it's like better for you know keeping the characters, the way they are. You know what I mean?
oh
Keeping
yeah,
those core
yeah, yeah,
characters and not changing them too much. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Mhm.
Whereas Soul Calibur wants a little bit more creative character and whatnot. But I do agree with what you were saying in the beginning that Tekken 6, like, it had better
Oh my god, yeah.
customization than it had, like really good customization. It had a lot of content. And it was definitely more to deal with than it was in Tekken 7 for sure.
And that was also just to go back also, but my I didn't start getting into Tekken like seriously until Tekken 6, specifically coming from a casual perspective because I entered that game as a casual. Uh having it's important it's very important for fighting games to have features and stuff like that, like scenario campaigns and like crazy customization, because it's stuff for the casual player to work towards. They're not just going to be beating each other up and ranked all day. That's not necessarily fun for a casual player. But from there, I mean, I once I got my armor pieces, and I was like, oh man, that character looks cool. Now let me take them online and start beating people up and see how their characters look and stuff.
Right.
I feel like it's an organic transition from casual to competitive.
Yeah, definitely. What's something that you're looking forward to seeing most in the next Tekken installment? Like, what's something that is like maybe top three things on your wish list?
Ooh, okay. Um, I'm gonna do an honorable mention first. Okay. Uh, if they keep rage arts, they have to be all updated. If they keep it, I don't care
Well,
either way about rage
hopefully they
arts.
would change them. Is that what you're saying? That they need to be different than how they are
Yeah,
now?
I mean, because
Oh,
what they
for sure.
are essentially, especially the season one characters, like base roster characters, all there is it's an uppercut and everyone gets a launcher, and when they come back down, you hit them. That's what every character says. And the DLC characters, like Fakaram, is literally like leaping in the air and kneeing you in the back, or fucking Kunimitsu is, she's just that. That's a whole anime super right there. Uh,
Right.
and Zafina, she grabs you with the claw. I think you want to know my number one thing that I want to know for Tekken 8. My hope is that
Yeah.
Zafina returns and with some sort of story beat to explain what the hell's going on with the claw. Just
Right.
explain that. Like, why does she have Tekken 6 boss claw? What's that about?
Right. No,
Um,
most definitely.
my number two, the return of Jun Kazama with some story beat on like what is going. I think more of my riches. I'm really into the Tekken story as well, even though it's not that very good. I really do like it, and I want things explained. Um, so like yeah, June coming back and having a reunion with her son, and having a, or maybe not having a reunion with her son, and maybe she comes back as a big bad, or maybe she teams up with Jin to take down Kazuya or whatever. I don't want to see the whole dynamic of where she fits into this, because we don't have anything to go on. I don't know if she was in love with Kazuya and they had Jin, or if maybe, I don't know, she's or maybe they could bring in Unknown from the tag series. That would be
Right.
freaking crazy.
Right. Right. You said Zafina, right? You want her story arc explained.
Hmm.
Rage arts. Was there a third thing about Tekken that's on your list?
Oh, yes. My third thing is features.
Definitely.
Um, specifically a Tekken Force mode. Um, I think they missed the beat. This is the Tekken 7 is the only game without something like that. That isn't a tag. Um, since the game came out, since Tekken Force has been in the game, Tekken 3 started it.
It does
And
have that Tekken bowling mode, but that's about it.
yeah, that it doesn't have online. Like what?
That's crazy, isn't it?
Doesn't make any sense.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think our early DLC was kind of weird, but yeah, man. I really did think that they were gonna put a Tekken Force mode in the game. I really did, because if you play through the story mode, there's a moment where you play as Lars and the enemies are like running at you, or the part where you reenact the opening to Tekken 5, and you have to fight all those jacks. I was like, that could easily be a Tekken 4. Like, just that mode. Give me that mode, but let me play as anyone I want. I would play that for hours. Let me give me a
Yeah.
mode where you can see how many jacks you can beat up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I would
That
I
would
would
be
play
incredible. I think
I'd play that.
everybody wants that back. I don't know. I'm sure you remember Tekken 5's like Devil Within mode,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like
Mm-hmm.
kind of a platformer, a puzzle game a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I remember
That's
Devil
wild.
Within. I remember Devil Within. I played the mess out of that game.
Yeah.
It kind of being a little kid, there were moments in that game kind of scared me, because I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And some of it was kind of hard.
It
Like
was
from what
hard.
I remember, it was not easy.
No, no, it wasn't easy. And I remember specifically there was a like you found True Ogre, but then he like transformed and became this just gigantic behemoth of a thing. And I was like, yo, this is the stuff of nightmares. Like Ogre was already scary. Like,
Right.
what is going on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure you remember those like Tekken 3, Tekken Tag 1 ending cinematics that were
Mm.
always eerie, you know, and
Well,
like
yeah,
creepy.
no. Again, like back on the Jun Kazama thing, like her ending in Tekken 1 uh, led to some knowledge about what she could do because she like touched Kazuya while he was in devil form and he reverted back. And then she kind of smiled at him and then disappeared. And we are like, it just leaves. It was very open ended. It was just like, okay, what's going on with the Kazama? Like, why could she do that? Tekken 5 and Asuka's ending she did the exact same thing with Devil Jin and Jin, where she touched him and you can actually see like waves coming off of her hand and on his body, and like the tattoos evaporate off of him and stuff. And it was like, okay, so like obviously there's something going on with the Kazama blood that they have not explained yet. Like, I want more on that in the next game.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I think you touch on a lot of great points, and I think that like the underlying like common denominator between all those is like more content and more depth, more
Hmm.
info, more story, more character, and I think they're going to deliver. I think Street Fighter 6 has really set the bar really high.
Oh my god, yeah.
And Street Fighter kind of originated the genre in many ways. They pioneered the genre, and Tekken kind of, in my opinion, kind of took the light a little bit. So now that Street Fighter has it back and they really got
Hmm.
everyone talking, I think Tekken's like, okay, we get it. We get to, get back on our position. And I think we just had such a great run. If you think about Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, Tekken 6, 7, Tag, like those are great games, man, in their own way. And they really encapsulate a really cool era about fighting games, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hyped
Yeah.
just as much as you are. I'm curious, man, like what is your favorite thing about the Tekken soundtracks? Like what makes it so good comparative to other games?
I am I'm a big fan of EDM. Uh,
Definitely.
so so naturally, I like the Tekken soundtracks. I think naturally, like just being an EDM fan and like Karma from Tekken 6, the dun 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 dun. I love that song. That song is hype.
Yeah. Yeah,
Love
it
the
is.
Electric Fountain.
Yeah.
And
Electric
they
Fountain and the Manji Valley and
yeah
Mystic
yeah
Mystic Forest, like those
Mystic
all are.
Forest is, oh my god, dude. Mystic
Yeah.
Forest does not
It's
get, it needs,
perfect.
it's such a good song,
It's
dude.
perfect. Yeah, it's
Such a good
perfect.
song.